Welcome back to Happy Toon Cool, where today we'll discover a heartwarming story about a most unlikely friendship. Imagine a world where a clever cat and a little mouse prove that no one should ever be left behind. So sit back, listen closely, and let's journey together into the tale of Cat and Mouse Companion. Once upon a time, in a bustling village westward, sunbeams painted golden patches on rooftops and laughter echoed through leafy streets. There lived a sleek, striped cat named Momo. Momo was famous for her bright, curious eyes and light, springy steps. She loved to leap from fence to fence, chase fluttering leaves, and watch the world from her favorite perch on the garden wall. Not far away, beneath that very wall, lived a tiny mouse named Pip. Pip was no ordinary mouse. He was quick-witted and brave, with tiny pink ears and a nose that wiggled constantly, sniffing out adventure. While he was small, Pip's heart was big, and he dreamed of exploring the world beyond the cracks and tunnels of his home. Now, cats and mice are supposed to be enemies. That's what everyone in the village thought. But things are not always as they seem. One sunny morning, as Momo basked in the warmth of the sun, she heard a faint squeak. She peeked over the wall and saw Pip, struggling to carry a crumb twice his size. Pip slipped and the crumb tumbled away, rolling into a puddle. Momo's whiskers twitched with curiosity. Instead of pouncing, she hopped down beside Pip. Pip froze, his little heart thumping. But Momo simply tilted her head and asked, "Need a paw, little friend?" Pip blinked in surprise. No cat had ever spoken to him kindly before. "Yes, please," he squeaked. With a gentle swipe, Momo rescued the crumb and set it before Pip. Pip nibbled gratefully, and from that moment, a spark of friendship flickered between them. Days passed, and Momo and Pip began to meet in secret. They shared stories and dreams, while Momo taught Pip how to balance on narrow ledges and spot the tastiest garden treats. Pip showed Momo the secret tunnels beneath the village, places no cat had ever seen. One evening, dark clouds gathered, and a storm rolled in. The wind howled, and the rain beat against the rooftops. Pip's tunnel began to flood, and he was trapped. Water rushed in, carrying away the crumb he'd saved for dinner. Shivering and scared, Pip called out for help. His tiny voice was nearly lost in the storm. But Momo, safe and dry on her wall, heard him. Without a second thought, she raced to the tunnel's entrance. "Pip, hold on, I'm coming," she meowed. Momo squeezed inside the tunnel, her fur brushing against the damp walls. She found Pip clinging to a root, water swirling around his paws. "Climb on my back," Momo urged. With all his might, Pip scrambled onto Momo's back. Carefully, Momo crawled through the winding tunnel, her paws slipping and sliding. It wasn't easy, but Momo would never leave her friend behind. At last, they reached the opening and tumbled out into the muddy garden. Soaked but safe, Pip and Momo caught their breath. "Thank you, Momo," Pip gasped, shivering. Momo licked Pip's fur gently, warming him. "Friends look out for each other," she purred. As the storm faded, a rainbow arched across the sky. Pip and Momo watched in awe, side by side, knowing they had weathered the storm together. From that day on, Pip and Momo's friendship blossomed. They didn't care what others thought. Soon the whole village noticed. At first, the other cats and mice were puzzled. But then, they saw how happy Pip and Momo were, always laughing, always together. Gradually, curiosity turned to admiration. Other mice peeked out to say hello. A few brave cats watched from a distance, wondering if they, too, could have a friend like Pip or Momo. One afternoon, a young mouse named Tilly got her tail stuck in a thorn bush. She squeaked for help, and before long, Momo came running, followed by Pip. Together, they freed Tilly and shared a meal under the shade of the old oak tree. Word spread quickly. Soon, cats and mice were playing tag, sharing snacks, and helping each other. The village was filled with laughter and friendship, as everyone learned that being kind was much more fun than being afraid. Momo and Pip became heroes in the little village. They showed everyone that it didn't matter how different you were on the outside. What mattered was kindness, courage, and never leaving a friend behind. As the sun set each evening, Momo and Pip would sit side by side on the garden wall, watching the stars twinkle above. They talked about their adventures and dreamed of all the new friends they'd make together. And so, the cat and the mouse, once destined to be rivals, became companions for life, teaching everyone that true friendship knows no boundaries. So, what can we learn from Momo and Pip? It's simple. No one should ever be left behind. Whether you're big or small, fast or slow, everyone needs a friend who cares. If you see someone in need, offer your paw or your hand. Together, we can make the world a kinder, happier place. If you found this story interesting and meaningful, please subscribe so you don't miss more adventures from Happy Toon Cool. Like, comment, and share this video with your friends and family. And join us for new stories every Thursday and Sunday at 6 o'clock p.m. Thank you so much for spending time with us. Remember, real friends look out for each other, and there's always room for one more in your circle. See you in the next video.